Was that just noise? Okay, I think we're live now, hopefully.
It says live on my screen. Does that
It's
count?
live on my screen too, but I don't, Peg is the one that always monitors if it's actually working because it doesn't work on my iPad. So if you're
Uh,
out there, guys, let us know by chatting in the chat. I was going to chat in the chat. Come on. Okay, there's Ian. Hi, Ian. I think we also have Debbie and Sybil, unless they stepped out. Hello, everyone. Today we have a special guest, and we're going to be doing tags. We have Sheri Whitfield from Tag It Tuesday Facebook group. Peg and I have been doing her tag challenge since way back in the day when it was just on a blog. So we've known her for a long time, and then she came and helped us start the Pick a Stick challenge. And then for health and family reasons, she had to drop out of that. So she has a challenge over at the Facebook page, and you can go and join that, of course, if you want to. Hi, Sheri. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Looks like she's got things on her desk ready to go. I've got things on my desk ready to go. I guess we should have probably made a little slide of the challenge itself, but I do have it here on this page, although I used this page to mop up some blops and some little bit.
You printed out the pretty graphic. You see what I did? I just wrote it on a Post-it note.
Yeah, I always print out the graphics and then I cross them off as I go for all the challenges that I do. So this is what her graphic for this month of April looks like. And there are 4 different prompts. And the rules, do you want to tell them the rules?
Yeah, the rules are, and we do a tag at the beginning of the month, and then you have an option to, if you want halfway through the month, you can also do an ATC or an altered playing card. And I give you 4 items, things, prompts, whatever, and you need to use at least 2 of them. You can use all 4 if you want, but you can use at least 2, and they don't have to be in any particular order or anything. So that's really it as far as rules go.
Oh, well, that was the question I had, was that because I never knew for sure if I had to go in order. And I always do go in order, but I didn't know. It's just what I do. You know,
it's all that pick a stick training.
Yeah, that's right. You must do the steps and you must do them in order. That's right. So it looks like Barbara has joined us, and Pat. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hi. And let's get started. You want to tell them what you're going to do first?
Well, I was telling you, I have so much stuff out here to work with that I don't have much workspace right now. But I have pulled out, I'm going to try to use all of the steps. And so I've gone more with kind of a feel of a color than any particular theme. And I pulled out this napkin. I've already peeled the backings off of it. And I have some flowers. I actually picked these up at Hobby Lobby on clearance, and they just happen to be laying here. I'm like, hey, those are the right colors. I have a star stencil that I think I'm going to ink through. And I pre-cut some. This is Strathmore Bristol vellum surface paper, and I cut it to fit on these Canvas Core brand tags, so I'll mat those on there. I've got a couple of stamp sets, and I kind of ended up with sort of a like vintagey theme, I guess. And then I pulled out some die cuts from Kaiser Craft and some of the Tim Holtz paper dolls, which some of them are a little creepy, but I try to pull out the least creepy ones. And then I have a bunch of glimmer mist and some archival inks, and I was going through my swatches to see kind of what would work. So that's kind of where I'm going, is some of these people in die cuts on tags with other stuff, and I have some buttons pulled out too. So
looks like you're all set and you're going vintage.
Yeah, I'm kind of headed that way.
All right. Well, I have some vanilla shipping tags that I'm going to use. Since we do usually stream for an hour and a half, I brought out 2, and then I might do 2 tags, or I might do 1. I had a couple different ideas. I also brought out these tags that I've been doing when I've been doing gel printing with the excess paints. Oh my gosh, I love this one. I love this one. It's my favorite. But I'm not sure if it's really going to match what I'm doing today. But I have some of these out, and maybe my second tag will be with one of those if I decide to do a second tag, unless we get all, chatting and busy and confused and I don't get more than one done. My first one is going to be a sea theme because I found this sea themed magazine, not magazine, napkin. And then I brought up some other, stamps and ephemera and different stuff. I've even got my fibers ready for the top of the tag. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with stamping. What are you going to start with?
I think I'm going to get my napkins on here first and then build on top of those.
The thing I like about napkins is that they're transparent. So if you stamp underneath, you will be able to see through. So I figured I would either use, I've got this, this is a new stamp set I got that Tuesday morning. It's got just kind of like real random texture-y things, and it's a Bow Bunny stamp set. And it has this one that kind of looks like mesh or
I like that, or chicken wire. Yeah.
And I thought, at the beach, when you go to the beach, sometimes there's like a fence that's trying to stop you or whatever. So I thought that was appropriate. I think I'm going to use potting soil.
I have that out as well.
Well, since you're going with that vintage theme, I think that you probably got the right color going there.
Yeah, I pulled out potting soil and jet black, and then I also pulled out leaf green, cornflower blue, and this orange blossom color because I have a little bit of those showing up in some of these die cuts that I picked.
The creepy dolls?
Yeah, those.
I don't think Tim
the Kaisercraft are real pretty though. They're what is this set called? Storybook collectibles, and there's like feathers and clocks and typewriters and different things. It's kind of more geared towards like if you scrapbook photographs and stuff. But some of the sentiments and different things kind of work well with sort of where I think I'm going.
But you never really know, do you, where you're going?
No. And I'm surprised when I end up wherever I end up.
See if anybody else has joined us. Heidi has joined us, and Candy. Hello, guys, girls, ladies.
Let's see.
So I also have, strangely, some of this tea-stained tea bag that I thought might match my colors. So I might actually also collage that onto my tag along with my napkin. A little trick about napkins, you need to get those pieces separated. And this one did actually have 3, and I've already taken one off. But a good trick is to take any type of tape. In this case, I'm just going to use masking tape. And then go to the corner and just stick it one on one side and one on the other side. And that helps you peel these so easily. I would sit there for hours, it seemed like, trying to get the stupid things apart. And then I think somebody else told me that. And I'm like, well, duh. Why haven't I been doing that?
Yeah, why didn't I think of that myself? Yeah.
And I've been saving these insides, and I've been either gel printing or spraying on them, and they make really pretty transparent layers. So that's always nice. So are you using matte medium?
I will. I decided to do a little stamping first with these pointy hand finger thingies on here. I'm going for, if I get done in time, like sort of like a coordinated set of 4 tags here. So I'm just I probably should have just worked on one giant piece of Bristol and then cut it up, but I thought I was saving time by pre-cutting stuff.
Another little tip I have for using napkins is if you want to cut them, well, I actually have multiple tips. If you want to cut something out, like say I'm thinking about cutting out this Krabby right here, then there's two ways to do it. You can either iron it onto freezer paper. Freezer paper is a paper that has a matte side and a shiny side, and the shiny side is wax. And so you can just take this whole napkin and iron it onto freezer paper, and then that helps you be able to cut in a fussy cut way. The other idea is what I'm going to do is I'm going to collage this little guy onto this piece of just, scrap cardstock. It's actually shimmery cardstock. I didn't notice that. It's got shimmers on it. But anyway, that will help me cut it out. So then my other tip is, like, I want to make this whole generic area right here, which has a star on it, by the way, which is why I picked this napkin. That started this whole beachy theme going on. Because it had the sea star on it. And I thought, oh, that's clever. Ha ha, sea star, ha ha. You can use a water brush or a wet paintbrush. And I know I'm going to be doing this whole piece, so I'm just drawing around the edge of my tag. And this isn't right in this isn't like on the edge or something, so it's a good idea to just do it that way since I'm going to tear the whole thing out.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I have some mulberry paper out. That's how you cut it, is with a.
Yes, exactly. We learned that back in our
water. I figured you could probably do the same thing with the napkin.
Yeah, remember we learned that in our Stampin' Up! Days. We were both Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. Tear your mulberry paper with water.
Yes, indeed. Now I've got this napkin that has this dark edge around it, so I want to kind of avoid that. So thankfully we can see through this.
I have that napkin too. Do you think we got it in a napkin swap?
Undoubtedly, I think I have 2 of them, so they came from somewhere. Otherwise, I'd have a whole lot more of them if I'd bought a package of them.
That's true.
And I bet it was the same napkin swap.
It probably was. I remember the napkin swap that we had that we were both in. And Peg as well.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my glue brush? Oh, here it is. And it's wet. So let's see if anybody else has come in or if there's anything else. Oh, hi, Nikki. Nikki has arrived.
Hello, Nikki.
So this morning there was a little bit of confusion, I could tell in the chat, that people weren't understanding what time this was coming on. And if you were here last week during the live show, we talked about it. Where I live in the state of Arizona, it is one of the few states in the United States that does not change time. And I know you guys, even like over in Britain, understand time change because I know you have British summertime or standard time where you guys do a time change. The time change happened here, and that made I'm in Pacific time now because I know it's confusing, but Arizona just doesn't change time. So sometimes I'm Mountain and sometimes I'm Pacific, but Peg is always Central time. So we base the time of the show on Central time. But what is 10 o'clock Central would be 9 o'clock Mountain, but that's 8 o'clock Pacific. So what we did, because I have to do something in the morning on Thursdays, is we changed it to 10:30. So from now on until time change sometime in the future, the show's now going to be at 10:30 Central every Thursday. And of course, today Peg is traveling, and I think she was going to Chicago for a granddaughter's thing. Her granddaughter is a competitive
cheerleading.
Cheerleading, that's what it is. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. I think that's what she's doing, if I remember correctly. So I'm also using matte medium on my napkin. Napkins are so fussy. They just want to,
hair.
They trip, wrinkle, rip, whatever. But as I put it on there, you can see that chicken wire or fencing thing that I put underneath is showing through in the background. But you just kind of have to put the stuff on there and then lay it down and then work from the center to the outside to get everything smoothed out. And I also collaged that big crab onto this scrap piece so I can cut him out. I think he might be too big for this though, but we'll see.
And I didn't think about the size of my tags versus the size of my napkins. So some of them are not going to cover the whole tag, but that's all right. I have so much other stuff, it's not going to matter.
No, it is not going to matter. It looks like you had a good pile going on there.
Yes. You know, that's interesting, the conversation about the time change and not the time change, because I was, my ex-husband was in the military and we were stationed in Hawaii for a while. And that used to confuse my mother so bad to know what time she could call us, because not only was it a lot of hours difference, and she never knew whether we ahead of her or behind her, but then she changed times, and that's another place that doesn't change daylight savings time. And she never knew when she could call me.
Yeah, it's confusing
and a bad thing.
I used to do a lot of gaming online, and I ran this thing that's called a clan, and we were always having events inside the game. I always had to figure out, like, what time is it in England? What time is it in Russia? What time is it, it's just, and then I'm living in Arizona that doesn't change, and then somebody else changes. It's just, drives you crazy. I tell you, it drives you crazy. So my tag is completely curled into an almost complete, I can almost wear it as a bangle. It doesn't want to lay down. I guess I should mute and dry it. It's probably what I should do. It looks like Letty has showed up. Hi, Letty.
Hi, Letty.
And Lisa. I didn't see Lisa. Sorry. Got this weird thing in the middle of life here. Oh, Lisa. Okay, I didn't say hi to Lisa. The chat on my screen is so tiny. So if Sheri, if you want to chatter, I'm going to mute for a second.
I can just chatter away here. And I'm just, you guys, I did the same thing that Shell was talking about with the napkin. I just used my water pen to trace around it, basically. And now I'm just using matte gel medium to apply them to my tags, and hoping for the least resistance from the napkin, and then just putting a light coat over as well to seal it down, because that way when we add some other stuff to it that's wet or whatever, hopefully it won't buckle or move or tear. And I have a habit of overworking stuff anyway, so napkins are not always my best friend, but they're such a great way to cover a lot of space. I liked it. This napkin is so pretty. I thought somewhere that I had a Eiffel Tower stamp, but I couldn't find it. And I know I have some Eiffel Tower charms, and I may grab those too and maybe attach those as well. But as you'll see with the other stuff that I pulled out, it's not really like a Paris theme or anything. It just happens that I have a napkin with the Arc de Triomphe on it. And the only reason I know that's what that's called is because I've been there.
You've been there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. I've never been there. I would like to be there.
And what a Nimrod I am. Okay, I just always assumed that the Eiffel Tower was black. It's not. It's like a really neat bronze color.
Ooh.
It's really
pretty. It's almost like copper.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous color. And when you stand right under it in the center and look up, you anyway, it kind of made me dizzy because it's so darn high. But yeah, I felt like a doofus standing there going, oh, duh, the Eiffel Tower's not black.
Well, you'd kind of think that from the pictures and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not at all. It's a really gorgeous dark bronze color. And pretty like green, green area all around it, with like flower gardens and stuff, and real pretty. Yeah. We lucked out that the day that we had to be in Paris and take, we took like a double-decker bus tour kind of thing. We looked out that it was really, really beautiful, sunny, cool, nice day that day.
I sure would like to visit there. That would be awesome. That's quite a ways away from here, though.
Yeah, it's a long plane ride.
Yeah. I am going to go to Ireland and Scotland, though. One of my best friend that I travel with, her ancestors and mine actually are from Ireland and Scotland, and so her daughter was really into researching. Like, she's done all that ancestry.com stuff and DNA tests and everything, and she really wanted to go. So we're going to go and visit areas that our ancestors are from.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure when. It's sometime. I mean, I know, somehow I know. I just don't know exactly when right now to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of those once in a lifetime kind of trips.
Yeah, we're going for 10 days.
Awesome.
We booked some tours and different things and check things out. Maybe I'll visit some of my friends over there, some of them that are here right now.
That would be so cool. You could have an overseas craft play date.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like a meet and greet and craft. So I noticed something about my napkin, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. If I can put it up here close enough, but there's just a little bit of like, I don't know. I don't think you can see it. When we put the pictures up at the end, maybe you'll be able to see it, but it's like a texture on there. And this one has it too. So it's on the napkin. It's like a cross hatching or something. Oh, Fia has arrived. Hi, Fia. And Marie and Cindy. Hi, guys. Cindy might have already been here. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm cutting out my crab. I don't know what Sheri's doing. Let's check it out.
I was drying, so I was muted.
Oh, you muted yourself and you didn't even warn me.
I know. Shame on me.
I was chattering.
Oh, I didn't do a very good job drying either. I have this Ranger gun. I don't know how noisy it would be on.
Actually, that one's not very noisy. You probably don't even have to mute.
I figured better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I should pay attention if I'm staying on camera, I guess. I have a bad habit of taking stuff and pulling it towards me and working on it, and then I'm not in camera frame anymore.
It's a tricky thing to stay in camera. There's a lot of little things that people don't realize if they don't make videos.
Like how long it takes to edit and publish. Oy.
Oh, I know. It takes forever. I hate editing.
And since I live out in the boonies, and my upload speed is, well, let's just say it leaves a little bit to be desired. It can take me forever to upload a video.
Well, it's a good thing you're on live. You don't have to upload today.
I know.
That's one nice thing about live. Although I have been downloading the live and then editing it, speeding it, and then putting it on my channel.
Oh my!
Because some people on my channel don't want to come over here and watch live, or they've got lives that require them to work and stuff.
Oh no!
Okay, I've got my crab cut out.
My internet service may be poopy, but I wouldn't trade where we live for anything. So.
Yeah, your place looks really fun with your chickens and your donkeys and everything.
I have new chicks. I don't know if you've seen my pictures. We have 8 little new ones.
Aww.
So, yeah, I think I have a lot of eggs now. I'm going to have 8 more layers in a few months.
I would come get those eggs if I lived closer to Texas.
I know.
It'd be awesome. Okay, so I've cut out my little crab guy, and you notice I didn't cut close. I don't really think that it's necessary to cut So close. If this is going to be like a popped out layer on my tag, which it is. And let's see, let's go back. Okay, I've used a stamp. I've collaged with napkins. I've added a star because of the sea star. So the only step I have left is use markers. And I'm not sure what I'm going to use the markers for, but I'll figure it out. I still haven't decided if I should add some of this paper. It's just kind of cool. I might just add it maybe under the crab, and then I've got some other things here to make kind of like a little textured situation. This is Private Selection tea bag. I know you're all so impressed with my worldly tea from the store down the street.
I just don't feel worthy now to be here.
Let's see if anyone else has come. Marie. Oh, hi, Gigi's Art Attic. I don't think I know the name of that person, but hi.
Hello.
Hi, Holly. Hi, Vicki. Have you tried the new live video? Ian, no, I have not. I noticed that there was something in there that says you can just go live with your camera now. I haven't tried it yet. It just came up on my thing, on my Creator Studio thing. So I haven't tried it.
All right.
Peg and I might give it a whirl when she gets back from traveling, maybe. Okay, so I have a lot of little things here that I might want to collage onto my tag. And
I'm still debating whether or not I want to put stars on here because I don't know if it goes.
Well, you know, it says so. It says so in the rules.
I know.
And they're your rules.
So I can break them, right?
Probably. That's probably legit.
No, but I'm gonna try to go for the gusto and use all the steps this time. So I'm gonna I have this cornflower blue color. Do a little bit of inking with some archival ink. Oh, you mean I have all these stupid sponges? I don't have one with blue on it. Okay.
Let's see. Barbara says stars always go.
Well, then I'm doing it. If Barbara says so, I'm doing it.
She's now the boss of you. Yeah. Okay, so I have all these little things out. I do not like how gold this little, it's either a crawfish or a lobster. It is extremely gold. It's just too gold. So I think I'm going to gesso it. And then I have some other things. I don't know. We'll just see what happens here. We're just going to go for it. But I'm going to gesso this little charm. I think it might even be, it came in Happy Mail recently, and I think I'm just going to assume this. Maybe you shouldn't assume things, you know what happens there, but yes. I think it might be from a Mardi Gras New Orleans thing.
I bet you're right. It looks like something with the beads and stuff.
Yeah, like laced on the bead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably a crawfish, not a lobster.
Probably so if it comes from Louisiana.
Yeah.
My husband loves crawfish season. It makes him happy when he travels over into Louisiana and it's crawfish season. And he can eat crawfish to his heart's content.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that he has that outlet because he's not going to get it at my house.
Oh, Debbie's here, the person who sent me the Happy Mail, and she says that I'm absolutely correct. That this is from a bead thing from New Orleans.
Awesome.
She's right there in the chat. I forgot about that.
Darn chat.
Oh, it's so hard to keep track of the chat and everything, and you get, your head down and you're working on something, and then you realize, oh no, I need to go talk to people in the chat.
Okay, so I put a little bit of blue and green stars on here.
Okay, let's check that out.
Yeah, then I have some doilies that I'm thinking I might tear apart and add, but they're just too darn white. So I'm going to hit them with some of my glimmer mists and make them look not so darn white.
Do you have the craft colored glimmer mist? That would be perfect.
I have, it's called Nougat or Nugget.
Nougat,
and
yeah.
I pulled out some browns, some different browns. I pulled out a gold, a Dijon that's really pretty, and an English ivy. Because I didn't really show you guys, maybe I should show you guys the cutouts that I'm using, because some of them have kind of a green and blue tints to them. So that's why I pulled out some of the other colors.
I'm going to mute. I got to dry this crawfish.
This little dancing girl just cracks me up. And if you guys have never seen those, it's the Tim Holtz paper dolls die cuts. And I don't know how many is in here, but you get a boatload of them. And you have some of the same images in different sizes. So it's kind of fun going through there and matching them up. And then some of these die cuts, like this one I thought was great. In these moments, time stood still. And I've got this little trumpet player dude. Actually, that's probably a bugle now that I think about it. But anyway, so that's how I kind of pulled out some of my color palette, was based on what I could see in some of those die cuts. So I'm going to reshake some of these up, because these are all, I think I've got one chalkboard one, but they've all got the mica powder in it. So I got to get the mica powder engaged and playing along.
Shake, shake, shake.
Exactly. Shake, shake. And I don't know if anybody else does this. I took some, I think it was like mixed media paper. I don't know. And I made spray swatches of everything so that I knew what it actually looked like when it squirted out. Oh, here's my big one. So this is what I was going through, looking for colors that would go with what I had in the back of my demented little mind.
Good plan.
Every now and then I have a plan. Frightens me when I do, but so I'm just going to start misting various colors on these doilies, if I can get my little mister to play along. We just had that conversation, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to now color my little crawfish. I've put the gesso on, and then I dried it, and I think it smelled really bad. It's not a real crawfish, so it can't be that. It was the chemicals releasing, because it's plastic.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just using some Liquitex Basics brown and rusty colors to give him some little bit of color with a sponge brush so that I can get down in the areas. Make sure his tail's got a little bit of that rust color.
You know, if I would remember to wipe the tips of these every time I spray with them, that would probably help.
Yeah, it also helps if you, if it's really going to gum up, that you put it in water upside down and spray it.
Like this one, I can't get to spray at all. So
do you have a straight pen?
I usually just take the sprayer thingy out and just splatter some on there.
Well, splatters are always cooler anyway.
Yeah, it's not the same effect as the other stuff, but I'll still get some of that color on there. And that's really all I'm concerned about. Because then, you know, like I said, I've got so much other junk to put on here. You'll probably never see it anyway. That's my pretty.
It's all about the layers, baby.
That's right.
Okay, I think my little guy is colored now. He looked pretty accurate.
Oh, that's a good color. Yeah.
He doesn't really live in the sea with everything else, but I was starting to build kind of collage here. I've got some die cuts, and I might sponge these a little bit on the edges maybe. And I've got this guy, I've got this guy. I have this thing that Debbie also sent me, and I don't know what it is. So Debbie, tell us what it is.
Some sort of a, like maybe like a coconut button or something.
I don't know, but it looked like a shell to me. So I thought that I would use it because it looks like a shell. Not a shell me, but a shell. And then I have a charm, has a shell on it. I've also got a stick, and I have this star I could paint. And then I have a couple gems, blue gems, and I also have this whole container. This I got at Creativations, and it's 28 Lilac Lane Buttons and Galore and More. And it just has a whole bunch of buttons and beads and charms and sequins and all kinds of stuff in it. And I thought maybe I would find something in there that might go with my collage.
That's kind of cool to have a little kit like that that's all color coordinated.
Yeah, I have another one too. It's purple. And I was looking at Canvas programs, and let me see if I can show it to you. Yeah, I haven't even opened it. This one has a fleur-de-lis and a masquerade mask, so it would be very New Orleans.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah. Some of the vendors were very kind, and they loaned Canvas Corp brands some other things that Canvas Corp brands doesn't carry, but Canvas Corp always says our products work with everyone else's products, and so they just went around and asked, and were able to get some nice things from some other companies.
That's cool.
And those were some of them. And then at the end of the show, there was a bunch of stuff. They didn't want to haul it all back.
Yeah.
To Arkansas, so they gave the people who were working there some of it.
So I decided to go ahead and ink the edges on my tags now before I get other stuff on it that might interfere with me getting around the edges, which is what I normally do.
Ooh,
I get all this stuff on it, and then it's in the way of me getting around the edges to ink it. So I thought I would go ahead and do that now.
Good forethought. I'm going to do that too, because I just got out my potting soil colored ink in order to ink around those little die cuts that I thought I might put on there.
So that's a good idea too.
Well, you got it out.
Yeah, might as well.
Brilliant.
Every now and then we have our moments.
Debbie says that is an antique button, and that it looks kind of like a sea urchin to her. And I agree. That's why I picked it out, because I thought it looked like a sea urchin or something like that. Would definitely go with my sea themed tag, I thought.
I don't know how well these Tim Holtz die cuts are very have a very slick surface.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're actually pretty darn shiny. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. They have a pretty shiny, slick gloss surface to it. I don't know if it'll take inking or not, but these Kaisercraft ones are very matte. So I may go around those a little bit.
I'm getting ink all over my fingers. That's a good thing I put some gloves in a bottle on first.
Yeah, my manicurist is not going to be happy with what I'm doing to my fingernails right now, but
that's why I don't get a manicure. So I started on this with this potting soil color, and then I went back around with some manganese blue. And I think that will help it stand out a little bit. So the only other thing I need to do is decide if I want to do this star or not. And I think I would make it blue. to go with the other sea star up here, and maybe even make it look like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it look like that. So that's my next step, is to paint my little star. What did I do with that little? Oh, there it is. I guess I should give it a coat of gesso first, because it is raw wood, very absorbent. I think Sheri's heat tooling. I hear it in the background. An adjective, heat tooling.
I'm sorry. My husband just called me, and he's at a derailment right now, and he was supposed to be traveling up to Kansas City next week for some conference kind of thing, and wink wink, get to go see our new grandson. And he's just telling me he doesn't think he's going to get to go now, and I'm like, oh, surely there's some way you can still go up there.
A derailment?
Yeah, a train derailment. He works for Union Pacific.
Oh, see, I've known you for years and I didn't know that.
Oh, well, learn something new every day. Yeah, and I guess whatever they're having to fix, they want to come back and have somebody come and fix it. He's a welding manager for the southern region down here. And I'm in Texas, for those of you that don't know. And I guess they want him to be there when they come and do all this track repair after this derailment next week. And it's like, well, I'm supposed to be in Omaha and Kansas City next week. So he's trying to figure out if he can still figure a way to go and see our daughter and grandson, or if he's going to have to miss that.
Well, that would be too bad. So the train fell off the track, basically, and...
Yeah, basically, probably what's happened is there was a buckle in the track or a crack or something that was enough that made, as a train goes over it, makes the train derail, and maybe not necessarily the whole thing come off the track, but it can't continue.
Uh-huh.
So I would say, since they're out there, that it's something that the rail has got to be probably cut out and replaced and rewelded and all that fun jazz. So yes, we are a railroad family. Union Pacific pays for my life.
I'm going to mute. I have to use my big old fat tool again. So.
All right. So now what? Let's see. I have the stamps. I've collaged. I've had stars, markers. Not sure where those are going to come in later, but I think I'm going to tear up some of these doilies and add pieces of this. And I'm so ridiculous. I kind of laid out my die cuts earlier. I have to show you guys. This is how silly I am. I took a picture of how I had them laid out. So I'd remember what pieces went together. I guess that's not a bad thing. It's just kind of, I don't know, OCD maybe. But I just want to add a little bit of these pieces of these doilies on here for some additional texture and interest, and you know, all those fancy words we use to make it sound like we're doing something fantabulous.
Which we are.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Super fantabulous, actually.
Yes. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
And what's left of my napkin just went in my water bucket.
Probably not going to use that one.
Well, not that part of it anyway. So I'm just going to use my matte gel medium again and slap some of these napkin piece parts down here. And then I'll just cut off the overhang. I've got a bunch of buttons out here too that I may use.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to use, the last thing was marker. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do marker wise, but I just figured it out. I'm going to use my Posca marker. You never would have been surprised by that, would you?
No, not in a million trillion years. Shell using a Posca marker? No way.
Guess what color?
Purple.
Nope, white.
Oh.
So right here on the tag is this little sea star, and I want to make this star look like that. So I am just going to do some little dots around the edges with my white Posca marker, because it is a marker.
That's right.
And it will look a lot like that sea star.
Oh, I like that.
Pointillism.
Pointillism.
Dot, 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 dot. I don't know how they did that, man. That would just, all those dots would like drive me nuts. I would lose my patience. Not that I have much.
I was just going to say, I don't have any to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks a lot like the little sea star. Don't you think?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, now I have a 3D element. I think I may have all my stuff and I might be ready. Oh, I wanted to see if I could get the top off this charm. I don't know if it's metal. I think it's metal. I got some wire clippers here. Cut it. Ooh, heavens.
Did it go flying?
It did. I have no idea where it went, but I did cut it. So
well, if you're like me, you'll find it walking barefoot through your room.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. Since I never have shoes on, it seems like I always find everything the hard way.
Okay, I think I am ready to start my collage. See, I don't even hear your heat tool, and you have your heat tool going. I can see it in the thing.
I do have it going. That's what I like about this Ranger one, is it's so quiet. I mean, I have my big giant one that I use for like heat embossing. But this one for mixed media because it is so very quiet.
Well, I just need to get one like that so that I don't have to keep muting my thing all the time.
I don't think they make them in white anymore. I think they're black now, which is a good thing if you can see my handle.
Yeah, I'm cool with black.
But although this is kind of pretty, my handle's kind of sparkly because I use so much, shimmery stuff. I've lost anyway. So I have these little pieces of doily I put on here, and I'm just going to go around and trim my edges again.
I'm starting out my collage with the tea paper, not toilet paper, tea stained paper from tea bags. I know tea paper is like a common.
Hey, that's how I write it on my grocery list.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to put on the little, this little die cut. This is a Tim Holtz Thinlits die. And I had cut these out the other day for some other reason, which I cannot recall. And I'm going to use a thicker glue for that. This thick matte medium.
Okay, so go back to my ridiculous reference picture.
You had a reference picture?
Yeah, I kind of laid out my. You didn't hear that. You were drawing. I kind of laid out my die cuts to see how they were going to look. I took a picture of it so I could kind of remember how they looked.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. Good little tip. Because we always.
What I'm thinking is now the backgrounds are kind of busy behind these, so I may actually put some mulberry paper behind some of these so that they stand out a little bit more. Otherwise, I think they're kind of lost on the background. Where's the little doggy? I had a little doggy. Here he is. Either that, or when I stick them down, if I outline them with something, maybe they'll pop up a little bit more. What does everybody think that's watching? Should I mulberry paper behind them?
Let's see if they answer.
Just outline.
Nikki says the tags are looking great. I'm reading.
This one's kind of warped.
They're talking about Blitzy.
Oh, Blitzy is a good place to grab stuff sometimes.
Barbara wants to know why you are making 4 similar tags and what you're going to do with them.
Well, I always figure if I'm going to make a mess, why not make more than one? Why not make more than one tag? And then also, I'm on the Canvas Core Brands crew, and they like to send out tags and ATCs and stuff like that with orders that go out. So a lot of times I'll have all my tags made up from the months of Tag It Tuesday, and I usually always make more than one, and I'll bundle them up and send them off to their corporate office so they can have those to send them out. So that's why.
They have been talking about that, and I haven't actually sent them anything. I'm such a bad person. I should. I really should. Would be cool. I think I'm not going to use my giant crabby that I cut out. I think he's just too much. Too much.
He's wider than your tag, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a fatty.
I really like that stamp in the background that looks like the chicken wire or mesh or whatever. That looks really, it reminds you of like fishing netting kind of.
Yeah, it does that too. Yeah. Just go over to your Tuesday morning and see if they have it. It was $2.99 for that little set. And it has some other interesting textures on it too, like a cardboard texture. This one.
Yeah,
And
I
then
like
these
that.
nice grungy dots.
Too bad my nearest Tuesday morning is over an hour away from me.
I don't know what this other one is. It's kind of
That's
like
what happens when you move to the boonies.
Yeah. So now I'm almost thinking I need something lighter behind there.
Let's see what color mulberry papers that I have. Oh, there's a piece of something that I've obviously sprayed, because mulberry paper does not come sparkly like that. Actually kind of really like that. I may use that.
I'm just taking a little bit of gesso and in my finger and just kind of making a lighter section right here where this little crawfish is going to go on my tag, just because it was too dark back there. I like the tea stain paper, but then it was too dark and too all the same color. So that ought to help. See, then he stands out more if I use the stick and the crawfish. And then this sea anemone.
Oh, sure, easy for you to say. I just have some little scraps of different colors of mulberry. I can't believe I still have all this mulberry paper.
I have a ton of it too.
Do you?
Back from the Stampin' Up! Days, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Shell and I both used to be Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and we have all kinds of stuff still from those days.
All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy.
Oh,
I think I'm going to
glue.
glue.
So this one piece, this one scrap piece I had was just cut with scissors. So I just went around the edge with my water pin, and then I'm just pulling that off so you get that nice little
Fia,
frayed look.
The steps were use a stamp, collage with napkins, add stars, and use markers. This is the April Tag It Tuesday challenge from the Tag It Tuesday Facebook group that Sheri has. The special guest, Sheri.
Special, special, special.
Special, special, special. He's a special snowflake.
All right. So rather than completely stick down the whole piece of, I like when I use mulberry paper to kind of let those little edges stay loose. So you still kind of get that fluffy texture. So I usually only glue that like right in the middle. I hear a bird.
Nikki says, how about a piece of vellum if you have it, Sheri? For your tag. That was, when you asked a while back.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have any vellum.
Barbara says that she likes putting quotes or words on mulberry paper, which is a good idea.
Oh,
I've been heating up my hot glue gun. Hot glue gun glue just smells good to me. I don't know why. Isn't that weird? That's probably weird. I probably shouldn't have said that.
But it's out there now.
She's weird. She likes the smell of hot glue.
Uh-oh, here comes my puppy with a ball.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble. We were laughing last week. My next door neighbor has a new dog named Scout. And Scout, I think it's a Portuguese water dog, they told me. But he's huge. And he's just goofy. He's like this black dog, this huge black dog with this really curly, fluffy hair all over him.
Right.
Floppy ears. He's the goofiest looking thing. I mean, he's so cute. But he's tall enough that he can stand up and look over the 6-foot block wall between our house.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was looking out my window because I overlooked the backyard and the wash behind my house, out my studio window. And there he was. He had both his paws up and his face up on the fence, just looking over, seeing what was on our side of the house.
That's funny.
It's so funny. I just started cracking up, and then I had to explain why I was laughing because I'm sure people thought I was a nutball. They wouldn't be wrong.
Okay, let's see. Buttons, buttons. Who's got the button?
I have a button, but I'm not sharing.
Oh, I have abundance of buttons. Oh, you know what I realized? Where I inked around these edges, and then I put doilies up next to the edges, it obscured my inked edges. So guess who needs to ink some more?
Never have enough ink.
Nope, you can't. And I can't seem to make anything without inking the edges. I don't know if that's from all those card making, Stampin' Up! Days or what the deal is, but I just can't hardly not ink an edge.
I hear you. Ugh, now I have stupid.
Here we go. Oh, I like the oh, I don't know what you call it. The cabochon, the crystal, the blue on there that you added.
I think it just adds a little sparkle, you know?
It does.
Using my marker again on this little guy here, giving him some little like white indicators on his back that he's spotty. Just in case you didn't think I used the marker enough. I didn't want to get scolded for not doing it right.
Yes, I'm gonna, because I don't think I want to outline this guy on the mulberry paper, I'm gonna take a page from the Book of Shell and take my white Posca and add some dots around this die cut that has a matte finish on it.
There can never be enough white Posca. That's what I think.
No. You and Peg are the one that's convinced me that I need these. And you were right.
Absolutely. You must have them.
One must have. And don't they make glitter Poscas too? I'm surprised I haven't bought those.
Yeah, they do make glitter Poscas. They make this set. Glitter Posca pin. Look at what the pins look like.
Pretty.
They're so pretty. There's a purple one too. It happens to be out of the case. I don't know why.
Only because maybe somebody was using it.
I just can't imagine who. I just feel like I need something else. I just don't know what. What do I need?
You don't think it's going to be enough once you get your fibers on the top of it?
Well, I am going to put a blue border around the edge. I know that. But I was thinking something like right in here. Like maybe some. I don't know what. Something. Oh, I know. If I can find it. I have to step away from the desk for a second. I know what I want. It's just a matter of finding it. That's the tricky part.
Yes, I know that feeling only too well. All right, so I'm going to glue my little bugle boy down here. I don't always make tags quite as dimensional as you do. They have a lot of stuff on them. They just aren't necessarily,
mine aren't usually this crazy and dimensional either. Just today.
I always try to think, okay, could I send that through the mail? How much extra postage would that cost me?
That is the question. Okay, this is getting crazy. I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh, I guess that's not going to work.
What are you looking for?
Well, I had some like off-white burlap.
Oh.
And I was just going to tuck it in here underneath the crawfish. And I just don't know where it is, which is very frustrating. Thank you, Ian, for putting in the link to Sheri's Facebook group. You can all go.
Thank you very much.
What else? What else can I use? I can't find that burlap. If I had something like baby's breath or something, that would be perfect. But I don't have that. I think I'm just out of luck. Maybe just a little bit of text paper or something under there. It's just too dark under there. Oh, that'll work. I can put some text paper under there. We'll do that.
Or what about just some splatters or something?
Well, I've already glued all this stuff down. I gotta have something I can tuck. Tuck under there, see?
Yeah.
To just help that little guy not be so... I wish this wasn't already glued.
Yeah, I just glued down some buttons and I don't like them.
It's too late.
Yes, they're just going to stay there.
Yep.
That's okay. It's just a tag. It's just paper and cardstock. Okay, I'm going to quit messing with this one. I'm going to call this, what this one done. Well, I need to put him on the, whoops, on the backer thing. I'm going to put him on.
Cheesecloth is a good idea, Marie. Let me see if I can find that. I have some of that somewhere. Let's see, where would it be?
Little furry eyes looking up at me going, Mommy, please throw my ball for me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just using some double-sided tape.
Aha!
Aha! What'd you find?
I found the cheesecloth.
Yay! We have cheesecloth. You know what? I couldn't find cheesecloth when I went to go find some sometime. So I bought like first aid gauze, and I use it just like cheesecloth.
Yeah, I think it's the same, isn't it? I mean, I don't know.
Pretty much. I think it's a little bit maybe not quite the same weave, you know, but
like a tighter weave or something.
I noticed when I was looking for fibers and ribbon stuff for the tops of these tags that I need to color some more seam binding. I just bought a big roll of white seam binding and I color it with my sprays.
Yeah, I do that too. Okay, this is going to totally work. Thank you, Marie. Thank you very much.
That was a great suggestion.
Yes. That's what I need y'all for, to remind me. Forgot about cheesecloth.
Well, there's my little bugle boy. I don't like those buttons, but that's the way it goes.
I think he looks good.
He was definitely one of the lesser of the creepy die cuts out of that thing. Okay, let's see what else I can get done here.
Yeah, what is our time? Our time is...
I've got 11:35 ish.
We've still got time then. A little bit of time. Get in there.
Oh, I kind of like that.
We're probably getting quiet. We better stop that. It happens. You get to the point where you're like really paying attention and
we forget to blabber.
Forget to chatter. I'm trying to get this cheesecloth under this thing. Would have been so much easier if I'd done that before it was glued down.
Oh, but that's half the fun, is trying to do things in the wrong order. Well, I appreciate you having me on as a guest today and pumping up the old Tag It Tuesday.
I needed the help.
Let's see, marker. Where's my little marker?
Since Peg thinks she has to be a world traveler.
Ah, that woman, I tell you, she goes all over the place, doesn't she?
When
I grow up, I want to be Peg.
Yeah. If I ever grow up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wasn't really planning on it, but
Okay, that's awesome. Now I just need my blue background because I like to do cardstock background on my things, which I almost always make the wrong size and then think to myself, that's the wrong size, and now I have to trim it.
you know, of course, you probably do this too. I glue it down close to an edge so that I only have to cut 2 edges.
Uh-huh. See what if anybody's talking. Barbara says that we both inspire her to go make some tags. Awesome.
Well, yay!
And Marie says that she is glad you're here too, Sheri.
Well, thank you.
And Pat says, looks good, Sheri. And Debbie says, I love him, Sheri. Talking about your little...
The Bugle Boy. I like him too. I really wish I hadn't put those buttons on there, but, you know, I may add something later that takes away from those buttons. And I think I'm going to pop up this little circle that says live in the moment. Oops. Oh, Lord. I have things falling everywhere. Just to go ahead and give this a little dimension, extra dimension. I love using these foam dot things behind stuff. These are ones I picked up at, let's see, the Paper Studio. That had to be Hobby Lobby. They're called Sticky Doos.
Sticky Doos.
Sticky Doos. And they had square ones, all different size ones, different round ones. These ones are pretty thick. These are, gosh, these are almost 1/4 of an inch, it looks like. This is going to really stick up high, but that's all right. I'm good with that. Live in the moment, something we should all remember to do. Yep, I like these little paper flowers I picked up on sale the other day. This works real well with this little girl. And in fact, where are my glue dots? If I were a glue dot, where would I be?
That's always the question.
I'd not be under my chair with my dog that's laying on my feet. Smokey, could you go somewhere else and play with the ball? Oh gosh. We have laminate floors, and so he takes off running after the balls, and he has no brakes, and he just slammed into the refrigerator. But he's been doing it since he was a baby. I think he thinks that's part of the game.
Maybe it is. You never know. Slamming into things might be fun. So this is going to be hard to press down from the back since it's got all this junk on the front. Lisa is asking what you can do with tags because she's new to this. So I like to put them in Happy Mail. I like to use them as bookmarks. I also have a book of tags, of art tags, because I've been swapping them for years. Way back in the day, we used to have a group on G+, and we used to swap tags. They're just another form of art that you can trade easier. They fit perfectly inside a business size envelope, and you can mail them.
And depending on what size you make, they're good for like a layering piece onto something else.
Yes, definitely.
Onto, you know, a card, or anybody still scrapbooks. I never did scrapbooks, so.
You can even make like a little, in your art journals, you can make a little pocket and tuck them in, or you can attach them to the page. They're very versatile. It's, you know, something similar to an artist trading card, except for bigger.
Oh, I don't know if you remember the donkey page I did that had my donkeys on it, and they were a tag on a journal page.
You want to show them?
Yeah, let me see if I can find that real quick.
That's always the trick.
Let's see. And for those of you that don't know, I own a couple of donkeys. And when I was playing along with Pick a Stick, here we go. This is my donkey page I did, and I did a photograph of my 2 donkeys on a big tag. And I think one of the prompts was to add a pocket. So that's what I put in the pocket of my donkey page.
Awesome. I think my tag's about finished. I'm putting on my fibers now. And I think I'm not going to have time to make a second one. So
yeah, I don't think I'm going to get all through 4 of mine while we're here, but I will finish them and we'll put up pictures after the fact.
Yep. So you guys, if you haven't joined the Facebook group Art Joy of Sharing, that's a good place to go. And we have, we'll have pictures there. And then, oh, I forgot my words. If you want to play along with a tag challenge, then you can go over to the Facebook group for Sheri's group that's called Tag It Tuesday and do the monthly challenges there. And what else? Oh, don't forget to give us a thumbs up or leave a comment or question below so that more people can find this live streaming channel. And we will be back next Thursday with Peg and I doing alcohol inks at 10:30 Central Time next Thursday. So I have new alcohol inks. I ordered some new ones. And so I've got new colors to play with. And I'm pretty excited. I've been playing doing all kinds of weird stuff with it. So,
have you used them on your gel plate?
Yeah. In fact, one of the live streams I did that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't own alcohol inks. I should probably, but I don't.
I only owned a few, and then Peg really loves them. She's just like obsessed with them. So she's like, well, let's do alcohol inks. And I'm like, I only have a few. And, she's made her own sprays and everything. I'm like, I don't need sprays. But then I remembered that over on my other channel, I've been getting some donations to my channel.
Oh, awesome.
Because I started a little PayPal donation thing, and I finally reminded people, or I told people about it. And then I thought, well, I can use some of that money to buy some more colors, and then we can play. So,
well, here's my little dancer girl.
Awesome.
She's cute.
I just remembered I needed to put my words on, so I've got to do a little bit more marker work here.
Yeah, let me add some ribbon to the top of these 2 anyway and get these 2 finished.
Yes, that's what you need to do.
I've got some hemp twine and some seam binding. I never really know what to do on the top of these tags.
I just like fibers.
Yeah.
I have a ridiculous fiber collection for no reason at all.
Well, yeah, there is a reason.
Because I wanted them
on the tags.
Yeah. And that used to be a good reason back when I made tags often, but maybe not so much now. All right, I think I'm done. So here's mine.
What do your words say? I didn't see them.
She sells seashells by the seashore, and I printed it off with my brother P-Touch label maker, and the smallest font. It has 5 fonts on there, and so that's kind of like making your own little Tim Holtz stickers.
Right.
You're putting fibers on yours, is that right?
Still? Yeah, I put some seam binding and some twine.
Okay.
on the top of this one. And I've got another, this is a piece of seam binding actually that I colored with some, I think these were with the Color Bloom sprays. I need to do some more though, because this was the only piece I had left other than some pretty aqua, which didn't really go with my whole vintagey thing that's happening here.
Oh, someone else showed up. Hi, Gracie. Gracie Anna Shack, Art Shack. All right.
So I'm glad everybody came to play with us today. That's cool.
Yes, yes. And we'll be posting our pictures, and I'll probably do a speed through of this project on my channel later sometime.
Yeah, and I'll add my tag pictures over on the Tag It Tuesday page as well as wherever we're putting them. So there's the two that I got done anyway. And
all right, awesome.
Cute.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday at 10:30 Central.
Bye-bye.